When you think of Morgan Freeman, one thing instantly comes to mind: his voice. It's deep, rich, and somehow instantly comforting, like a wise friend who's been through it all and still has stories to tell. But Morgan Freeman is way more than just a voice. He's an actor, a storyteller, and a true Hollywood legend whose career spans over 5 decades. His journey wasn't a simple walk down the red carpet. It was filled with twists, turns, and plenty of grit. Morgan didn't wake up one day and find himself starring in blockbuster movies or winning Oscars. No, his story is about perseverance, passion, and breaking through barriers. From humble beginnings in Memphis, Tennessee, to becoming one of the most respected actors in the world, Morgan Freeman's path is inspiring for anyone chasing their dreams. What makes Morgan Freeman truly stand out isn't just his undeniable talent, but his authenticity. He brings a calm strength to every role he plays, whether it's a wise mentor, a determined hero, or even a villain. His performances feel real because they are rooted in genuine experience and emotion. That's why audiences keep coming back to see him again and again. So buckle up, because this is the story of how a boy from Memphis became a cinematic icon. One role, one voice, and one unforgettable moment at a time. Morgan Freeman's story starts in Memphis, Tennessee, where he was born on June 1st, 1937. Growing up in the segregated South wasn't easy, especially for an African-American kid with big dreams. His parents worked hard, but life was tough and opportunities were limited. Still, from a young age, Morgan showed a natural curiosity about the world and a deep love for storytelling. As a kid, he loved to watch movies and listen to radio dramas, getting lost in the stories and characters. That early fascination planted a seed that would grow into a lifelong passion. But Morgan wasn't handed success on a silver platter. He had to work for it the hard way. After high school, he joined the Air Force, serving as a mechanic for a few years. It wasn't glamorous, but it taught him discipline and gave him the chance to see the world beyond Memphis. When Morgan finally stepped into the world of acting, it was with humble beginnings on the stage. He studied theater and took roles in local productions, slowly honing his craft. He moved to New York City to pursue bigger opportunities, but had to deal with the harsh realities of an industry that wasn't always welcoming, especially to Black actors. He did small roles, commercials, and bit parts, often going unnoticed, but he never gave up. Morgan's persistence paid off as he started landing roles in theater and small films. His breakthrough wasn't immediate, but it was steady. Each role, each performance built his reputation as a serious, reliable actor who could bring depth and nuance to any character. He didn't chase fame or flashy roles, he chased substance, and that made all the difference. So after years of grinding in theater and small parts on screen, Morgan Freeman finally started to catch the industry's attention. It wasn't some overnight miracle, but a slow and steady climb that showed his grit and versatility. The 1980s marked a turning point. Films like Street Smart 1987 put him on the map. Critics started to notice, and audiences began to recognize him as more than just a supporting actor. His role as Fast Black in Street Smart was intense, gritty, and totally memorable. It earned him his first Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor, a huge deal for any actor, especially one who had been working in the shadows for so long. But Morgan wasn't about to stop there. What made him special was that he never got comfortable resting on one success. He kept pushing, exploring new roles, genres, and ways to challenge himself. Soon enough, he was in Glory 1989, an important film about the Civil War, where his performance as Sergeant Major John Rawlins added heart and authenticity to the story. It was roles like these that showed he was more than just a good actor. He was a storyteller who could carry weighty, complex characters. By the time the 1990s rolled around, Morgan Freeman wasn't just a rising star anymore, he was a force to be reckoned with. His presence on screen was commanding, and his choices reflected a commitment to meaningful projects. Films like The Shawshank Redemption 1994, which later became a beloved classic, cemented his status as one of the greatest actors of his generation. Playing Red, the wise and calm inmate, Morgan delivered a performance that touched hearts worldwide. The chemistry he shared with Tim Robbins, his co-star, made the movie unforgettable. Morgan Freeman's rise was not just about talent, it was about perseverance, patience, and making smart decisions. He proved that success isn't always loud or flashy. It can be quiet, consistent, and deeply impactful. If there's one thing that makes Morgan Freeman truly unforgettable, it's his voice. You know, that deep, smooth, almost hypnotic tone that can make any narration sound like pure gold. Yeah, that's him. Over the years, his voice has become one of the most recognized in Hollywood, lending a powerful presence not just to his acting roles, but to documentaries, commercials, and public service announcements. Freeman's voice is so iconic that it's often joked about online memes impersonations, and even AI voice generators use it because it's just that compelling. But it's more than just a cool voice. It's the way he uses it, calm, measured, full of warmth and wisdom, that makes people listen, makes stories feel alive, and transforms ordinary narration into an experience. This unique vocal talent opened up another career path for Morgan, one that complemented his on-screen work perfectly. He narrated documentaries like March of the Penguins 2005, which won an Oscar for Best Documentary, and Through the Wormhole, a popular science series. His voice gave weight to the facts and emotions, connecting viewers to the story on a deeper level. It's no surprise that when Morgan Freeman speaks, people pay attention. His voice is more than just sound, it's a symbol of trust, authority, and calm reflection. Whether delivering a poetic line in a movie or narrating the wonders of nature, Freeman's voice adds a layer of magic that few can match. Beyond all the unforgettable characters and that legendary voice, Morgan Freeman's life story is just as compelling as his career. Born in Memphis, Tennessee in 1937, he grew up during a time when racial segregation was still deeply entrenched in America. His childhood wasn't all smooth sailing. He faced hardships and challenges that shaped the man he would become. Freeman didn't just jump into acting overnight. Early on, he tried out various jobs, including working as a mechanic and a dancer, before finding his way to the theater. It was in the theater that he truly discovered his passion. He trained hard, working with local theater groups and honing his craft, determined not to let his circumstances define his future. His journey to Hollywood stardom was slow and steady. Unlike some actors who get their big break by luck or quick fame, Morgan's rise was marked by persistence, patience, and a whole lot of talent. He spent years playing smaller roles, often in theater or on television, steadily building a reputation as a reliable and versatile actor. What's inspiring about Morgan Freeman's story is that he didn't let the barriers of race, age, or industry norms hold him back. In fact, he often speaks about the importance of perseverance and believing in oneself no matter the obstacles. His late bloom into fame, he didn't become a household name until his 50s, is a testament to the idea that success doesn't have an expiration date. Today, Morgan Freeman's life off-screen is just as rich. He's known for being thoughtful, humble, and deeply committed to social causes. From advocating for civil rights to supporting environmental initiatives, Freeman uses his platform to make a difference, proving that his influence goes far beyond Hollywood. Morgan Freeman's career is not just a story of personal triumph. It's also a powerful narrative about breaking barriers and changing the face of Hollywood. For decades, the film industry had boxed in Black actors, limiting them to stereotypical roles or sidelining them altogether. Freeman's rise challenged these norms head-on and opened doors for a more diverse and authentic representation on screen. One of the most remarkable things about Morgan Freeman is how he managed to maintain dignity and gravitas in every role, no matter the size or genre. He didn't settle for being the black sidekick or a token character. Instead, he brought complexity, intelligence, and humanity to his performances, proving that audiences wanted and deserved more nuanced portrayals of Black characters. This wasn't just about his talent, it was about changing perceptions in an industry long stuck in outdated ideas. His iconic role as Red in The Shawshank Redemption was groundbreaking. Red was wise, patient, and deeply human, a character far from the caricatures often assigned to Black actors. Freeman's performance showed the world that Black characters could be just as rich, relatable, and essential to storytelling as anyone else. The film's enduring popularity owes much to the chemistry between Freeman and Tim Robbins and the powerful emotional depth Freeman brought to the role. Beyond the screen, Freeman has been an outspoken advocate for equality and justice. He has used his platform to speak about racial issues, systemic inequality, and the importance of education and opportunity. His calm, thoughtful demeanor makes his messages resonate deeply with audiences worldwide, reminding us that actors can be influential beyond their art. Freeman's impact also extends behind the camera. He co-founded the production company Revelations Entertainment, which focuses on producing films that inspire change and reflect diverse voices. This move showed his commitment not only to acting, but to shaping Hollywood from within, fostering stories that might otherwise never be told. His voice, famously commanding and instantly recognizable, has narrated countless documentaries and commercials that bring attention to environmental issues, history, and human rights. Freeman's narration work is more than just a career side project. It's a testament to how a single voice can carry power and meaning, influencing public awareness and inspiring action. Through all these roles, both on screen and off, Morgan Freeman embodies the idea that Hollywood can be a place of inclusion and change. He has set a standard for how Black actors can lead with strength, intelligence, and grace, breaking down barriers that once seemed immovable. As Morgan Freeman moved into the later chapters of his life and career, he didn't slow down, he simply evolved. While many actors choose to fade into retirement, Freeman remained a steady presence in film, television, and global conversations. His age didn't limit him. It gave him more weight, more gravity. Every time he appears on screen, there's a sense that you're about to learn something, that wisdom is about to be delivered. Whether he's playing God, a prisoner, a detective, or just narrating the beauty of nature. In the 2000s and 2010s, Freeman took on roles that leaned into his image as a wise, grounded figure. Think Bruce Almighty, The Bucket List, Invictus, and the Dark Knight trilogy. He became the go-to actor when filmmakers needed someone who radiated authority, calm, and a touch of philosophical depth. Directors and audiences alike trusted him not just as a performer, but almost as a guide. But Freeman didn't just stick to roles that felt safe. He continued to take risks, appearing in indie films, thrillers, and even action movies like Olympus Has Fallen, and its sequels. Whether he was playing a president, a scientist, or an old-timer with a plan, Freeman always brought authenticity to his characters. You never felt like he was acting. You felt like he was simply being, and that's the magic of Morgan Freeman. Off-camera, Freeman expanded his influence through narration and advocacy. His work in documentaries like March of the Penguins and Through the Wormhole not only informed but inspired curiosity across generations. That unmistakable voice, deep, warm, and resonant, became a character in its own right, synonymous with trust, wisdom, and calm. It's often joked that if Morgan Freeman narrates your life, you've officially made it. Even as he aged, Freeman refused to be boxed into any particular role, whether in acting or in public life. He remained outspoken on political and social issues, but always in his signature way, thoughtful, composed, and never inflammatory. He understood the power of words, how tone and timing can make or break a message. Perhaps what sets Morgan Freeman apart most in his later years is his grace. He doesn't seek attention, yet he commands it. He doesn't chase relevance, yet he remains more relevant than ever. He's not flashy, but he's unforgettable. In an age of instant fame and viral stars, Freeman represents the long game, a career built on substance, humility, and a relentless pursuit of meaningful work. And through it all, he continues to inspire. Not just actors, but writers, thinkers, activists, and everyday people. His life is a living testament that greatness isn't about volume, it's about resonance. By now, it's clear Morgan Freeman is not just one of the most respected actors of our time. He's a cultural institution. His presence on screen brings with it a sense of wisdom, authority, and calm that few others can match. But even more than his performances, it's the way he has carried himself through the decades with humility, intelligence, and purpose that makes his legacy so enduring. Freeman has shown that greatness isn't about chasing headlines or box office records. It's about consistency, quality, and truth. He's built a career by saying no to roles that didn't serve his values and yes to the ones that challenged him and elevated the art form. Whether he's portraying a world-weary detective, a wrongly imprisoned man, or the voice of the universe itself, Freeman does it with a rare kind of integrity. Today, as younger generations discover his films, whether it's through a late-night streaming binge or a school assignment, they're not just watching an actor, they're meeting a mentor. And they're being reminded that storytelling at its best can change how we see the world. That's the heart of Morgan Freeman's legacy. It's not just about movies. It's about reminding us what it means to listen, to learn, to lead with wisdom, not noise. In a world so often driven by speed and spectacle, he's been a slow-burning flame of substance, and we need that more than ever. If you've ever been moved by Morgan Freeman's voice, laughed at one of his lines, or felt inspired by one of his roles, don't let that feeling fade. Revisit his work. Explore the range of characters he brought to life and reflect on the lessons hidden in his performances. Whether it's The Shawshank Redemption, Driving Miss Daisy, Invictus, or even March of the Penguins, each project he's touched carries a little bit of his soul and a lot of wisdom for us all. Share your favorite Freeman moment in the comments and let's keep the conversation going. And if you're a storyteller yourself, an actor, a writer, a filmmaker, let Freeman's legacy be a reminder. Choose meaning over noise. Choose purpose over popularity. Because in the end, it's not just what you say, it's how deeply it echoes.